back. Hey, y'all, welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. Maybe it could happen. I don't know. They didn't really give much on this episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15, episode 9 review. But before I get started, I have next to me my co-host, my BFF in the whole wide world, Mrs. Best, aka my girl Amina.
Hello.
Yes.
He's
All
excited.
right.
Hey, look at that. He said, "Yes."
I'm girl, I'm trying to get through these reviews because I have a lot on my plate today.
Whew.
So yes. So we are here to talk about the recap. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to our content. We are doing this every week for y'all, giving you guys reviews. It doesn't cost you nothing. All you gotta do is like, comment, and subscribe. And I need to get this viewership up. So make sure you guys do so. And we'll go ahead and get started. This episode was so lackluster and boring. How did you feel the episode went through?
I have a big note that says episode was mid. Like it was just boring. I'm honestly, season 15 has failed us. I'm calling it. I don't think it's I said it a few videos ago. I said I don't think this is gonna get better this season. So I'm like, they're coming
Yeah,
with candy. Whenever you see a season starts with people coming at or pissing candy off, they don't have shit else to talk about. I'm telling
right.
you.
It's terrible, y'all. So we're here like trying to make this fun. So it went dark and then it went fun and then it went like it was like probably uplifting because of what happened, but overall, it was
I
so
didn't feel it was
dull.
lifted by any of it.
Well,
But
because I like the whole what Sonya did. I think that was where I felt uplifted because I felt like yeah, they raised more than what she thought she was gonna get. So you know, but overall, the show opens up actually. Who did it open with? I saw Drew, saw Sheree. Was it Sheree in the acupuncture?
mhm.
Okay, that's what it opened up. Okay, I forgot who it opened up with.
Are we
So
really
Sheree,
going to discuss that though?
no, we not. We just gonna say Sheree had
Okay.
acupuncture and she was trying. She's trying to find a holistic way of trying to shrink her fibroids without having to have the surgery. Okay, I didn't think acupuncture was a way to go. I always thought that
Right.
that.
We need her to show a doctor telling her that.
Yeah,
Like,
because I've never
because
heard
she
that.
was acting like acupuncture needle hurts and they are the size of a hair.
They don't hurt, but I thought people use acupuncture like as a way if your baby was breached, like that actually twitch your organs and actually does a little shock to make him turn. I always thought women who did acupuncture aside from stress, we use it for that. I never knew about the fibroid thing. I've never known
I don't know. I just know it's Sheree. So we need
that.
to hear
it's
from a
a
doctor
gim. It's the
first.
gimmick of life. So but other than that, we're gonna talk about Drew and her sister and her mom. Now, y'all are messy in these blogs. And y'all are messy on Instagram and Facebook because everybody is saying that her sister is really her mom. And they do look dead on each other. Like they do look scary alike.
They're
Like
20 years apart in age. So to me, that's odd. It does happen. My youngest brother is 10 years younger than me. But
that's 10. We
yeah,
talking 20.
once you're at 15, they're old enough to be your
We
parents.
talking that the mama was in her 40s having Drew.
And then the thing I caught about that is I was like, you talk about, well, in Chicago, we struggle with shootings. Where, if your sister's been your manager since 8 and has all these accolades, and I mean, she was working with Tyler Perry and uh, who else did she say? She said a bunch
She
of people.
says she's worked on the set of Martin. She's worked with I think Arsenio Hall was there. I have to go back and listen to it. All I could focus on was that sister opened up about this trauma. She said that when she was in her 20s, she was in an abusive relationship and she never healed from that.
Mm.
So I said, are these blogs tell the truth? Because when you look at the sister, she is very fragile. Like she really is. She's definitely living in that mental instability that she has. But it seems like, and I could be wrong, it seems like she's also dealing with a lot of guilt from something. Like that's what I got from her. It seemed like she had guilt of something. Like, how did you feel when you looked at her in this episode?
She's just Allison's hell of emotional. She's definitely emotional. I don't think she should have came onto a television show after getting out of a psychiatric facility, regardless of what you were there for. That was probably not the wisest thing. I'm not sure why Drew would choose to have her on camera as well, because to be on camera in a scene with these people, you can't just be, oh, I was there and the cameras were filming. No, Bravo has them signing paperwork. Fucking, like, you can't just come and be on the show or in a scene for the show. So I know that they had to have prepared for her to come on the show. Knowing Drew and the way that she lies, I don't want to say that her sister is her mother, because that can be hurtful or damaging to the sister, specifically because of the space that she's in mental health wise. So I think it's irresponsible, the blogs and stuff, to report on that, but they have a damn job to do and they're going to do what they do. So I get it. I just feel like 20-year age difference, it definitely could be her parent. Her mom, Drew's mom, is a pastor. And then Drew did all of this in the previous scene with Marlo, like, oh, we don't say shooting in Chicago. I'm like, how are you from Chicago? You don't think that. But then we find out today that your sister's 20 years older than you and has been managing your career since you were 8. I'm pretty sure you weren't dealing with parts of Chicago that had shootings and all of that, being that you were basically a working child at 8 years old. I don't know what she could have seen or any
I
of
don't
that.
know if it's necessarily from that. Like I said, I think Drew just pulled that out of her ass personally. But I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't know anything to be true. I'm just saying what the social media is saying allegedly that's her sister is really a mama. But see, the problem that I have with this is that Drew, I don't think this was the move. I really don't think this was the move for you to do to exploit your sister's pain like this on national TV because she has to relook at this at some point.
It's a distraction, because I think because that she is now getting a divorce from Ralph, which we're going to see some of the failing of that marriage. We've been seeing that marriage
I was
failing.
gonna say, yeah, this ain't the first time, yeah.
But now it's gotten to a point where she can't pretend anymore. We knew when that
Right.
man went to Tampa that this marriage was not going to last. Everybody knew it. Everyone said it. But I feel like she might be using Allison as a way to keep us from seeing what she was going through at that time. Because no matter how fake and phony Drew be, like, no one wants to have their like arguments and disconnect highlighted, especially those who are not accustomed to reality TV. Drew is known, but she has not done reality TV prior to this. So I don't know. I don't really care for the Allison situation. Every time I watch it, I'm not going to lie, I either tune away, go do other stuff, or fast forward, because I am not in the business of giving nobody views for their pain. I'm not in the business of doing any of that. And until Allison can say what the hell happened, okay, you came on TV. Was it depression? Or did you
No,
have
she
any
say
down? Was it anxiety? Like, what mental issue did you have that needed?
she said it was abuse. She said that she didn't deal with abuse like she was supposed to and got really busy.
Okay,
And
so
it
do you
seems like
have PTSD? Were you having anxiety
that's what I
attacks?
wanted her to answer.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. She's not telling us anything. And if you're
Yeah.
going to be on TV and you sign these waivers and shit to be on my camera, then I'd like to know. I think the way that Drew's going to do this with your sister, because I did not know the blogs were talking about all that. I've had an extremely busy week, so I haven't been as active online and stuff. But if they are,
Well, I said the blogs, I'm like saying social media is saying.
Yeah, social media at this point is
social media, like everybody on Instagram, like commenters, people who watch the show are all saying this, and I'm just like, y'all are wrong for this because, like, I don't want to steer away. I did think it as well, but I didn't want to steer away from that lady's trauma, like because at the end of the day, her mental health means a lot more than the potentials of her allegedly being this girl's mama. Like that, there's a bigger picture here. That's what I want everybody to get past. So moving on. Sonya in this Mommy Nation thing. She's put together this event. She's got her house getting T-shirts made, and conveniently, the MC that she's booked for this event has COVID. Now, Sonya,
Listen,
I'm
I
about
think
to.
Stanya needs to realize that she's just like Candy in the aspect that if RHOA were to disappear tomorrow and never come back, she would be okay and still have a career and relevance outside of reality TV. I hate when people who have accolades and relevance outside of reality TV choose to not focus on that shit. It drives me crazy. I did not understand. Sanya, you have been famous for a while. You've been running track, winning medals, all of these things. Like, there's no way you can tell me that you don't have a backup person that is set up to be kind of like a play. There's understudies. You can't tell me that after you've been in this business for so long that you just had nobody else to do the COVID thing. Then you're crying because your sister, you forgot to tell your sister to come here
Oh, I was
today.
gonna get to that. Hold on, I was gonna get to that.
I think that whole thing was bullshit.
I, I don't think it's bullshit. I
You
just
have
think that
schedules. You do her hair. You live in the same house, and
that's what I was gonna say.
you're telling
Why you
me
couldn't do her
that you didn't
hair at the
know.
house? Yeah,
But when
like
we
why?
saw Sanya with her little notebook, like, I need you to do this and this and that, trying to tell her sister's husband when he was the assistant. So none of this other stuff was on your list or on your refrigerator.
Well, my thing is this: like when she was, frying eggs and bacon in the kitchen, you'd be like, "Girl, come on, make sure you do this hair. I got to go." Like you couldn't like. It was just so weird. I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but moving on from there, Kenya has her Kenya More Hair Care. I guess she's doing a commercial or something to make up for the fact that she was not able to fulfill her commitment to the HBCU that she was playing in the band, whatever. Um, so they're going through the routine, and the kale man, the man who owned the grocery stores and the restaurants and stuff, the new boo, he shows up because Monietta texts him say, "Hey, you still coming?" Um, I think that their relationship is weird. I'm actually starting to get like King and Miss Man. That relationship is weird. I think that I'm almost agreeing with Sheree. I don't think it's real. I think it's just something to distract. Do I think King is up with this man? No. Even though she says she has. I don't believe it. Word on the curb, and this is alleged, that this man has a whole infant baby. That's word on the curb right now. This man has
Every
a whole
man that
infant baby.
Kenya has ever dated on this show has been questionable as fuck.
Which
So
is funny because I just watched the scene where they did the preview of what's to come, and she said Sheree always gets losers, and I'm like, Kenya, those who live in glass houses literally
not throw
should not
stones.
throw stones
Mm-hmm.
because you've had loser after loser after loser
It's
on
got
this
to be the
show.
dirt or the air around the chateau and Moore Manor. It has to be because they live right next to each other and
Mm-hmm.
they both make.
No, what it is that they're completely shattered as women, and when I say shatter is they both come from very detrimental backgrounds, and they don't feel that they need the healing. They feel like they're beyond it. Sheree's beyond it. King is beyond it. That's why they get along so well because they're the same person.
Y'all, he found a nice way to say you can't teach old dogs new tricks.
Yeah, pretty much. Because there's some places as a man that I shouldn't be going. So I said it in that way to kind of represent the fact that, in terms, this is what these two women in particular are going through, and this is why they keep picking these no good ass men, is because fundamentally they're not looking at everything when they should be. Like for Sheree to sit up there at that OG, which we'll get to in a minute, and say, "Oh, I don't see what people see in Martell. Like his show gives him a bad rep." And it's like, Sheree, see, this is what we talk about.
She doesn't understand honeymoon stages.
Like it's so weird.
Like,
It's weird to see a woman in her 50s be this lost in life. Like it's just so weird. It's just the weirdest thing to me. Like this is
no,
common
Venus
sense you
lost
learn.
in life.
She is. Like this is stuff you do in your 20s. Like this is not stuff you do at 50. Like that's crazy to me. But who's we even talking about? Sonya. Yeah, okay, so that was it about Sonya. Moving on, Sheree throws his OG dinner and have the original
God, let it go. Sorry.
the original three out of the four ladies that were on the first season. The obvious one that was missing was Nene. Um, I felt no ways about the three of them getting together. there's only a few things I was paying attention to. Deshaun's teeth. I can't believe I just said that. Let me get past that. Lisa's irritation to me because she's always been irritating. Like looking at her, she pissed me off on. Oh, look at you. Holding your laugh. Stop making me laugh. God, go off camera for a minute. Damn. So
I'm trying. Let me mute the camera. I cannot.
yes, I know. And I still hear you laughing. Like I can't. So and then also, and the fact that Kim literally looked like a mannequin, I was just like, what the hell? I can't with this scene. And then the fact that they were, why are you? Oh, Lord Jesus! You know she'll make me laugh through the whole video. But
Because I'm just like you're saying my thoughts. I'm like, yes, yes, more.
I was just annoyed with this scene and Kim. Why? So I was paying attention, but I was the only few things I was taking away is Kim was already hinted at this divorce at this dinner, which lead me to believe that it was some bullshit. Because if you guys do not know, Kim and Croy have called off their divorce.
Oh, but also since the divorce has been called off, she has called 911 again because she is just as important as someone being robbed or raped. And she stated that she was locked out of her bathroom.
I can't with Kim anymore. Like y'all,
You called 911 in Atlanta, okay? A huge metropolitan area that has been known to struggle with crime. So you decided to take your narrow wig wearing ass and call the authorities, okay? Because you are locked out of the bathroom in your house, which I believe has 6. Bitch, go use another bathroom. Now, maybe the Coke was in that one. Allegedly.
allegedly, yeah,
No,
allegedly.
no, no, no. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Allegedly. Maybe the Coke was in that one. But I'm pretty sure she has y'all got 6 fucking kids. And this foreclosure and how much a house costs confirms its size. We know because you keep foreclosing and then paying that balance to keep your house. Um
Which
allegedly.
she brought that up too. She brought up, yeah, you think I would foreclose my house on $200,000? It's like, ma'am,
Yes, because nobody
yes.
watched Don't Be Fucking Tardy. And I believe that everything that came out about this divorce is true because you were on TV with your own show, separate from the Housewives, for almost 10 years. Your husband got paid, you got paid. You were on TV that long, and you can't pay your house note. It's not even alleged there. That's public information. Like,
Like I'm trying to figure out. See, Kim is perpetrating like Sheree does. That's why them
mm,
two are friends. I see like they
mm.
perpetrating, and it's so annoying. And it was like I don't even care. Like we we don't believe anything you say, Kim, because it contradicts itself the next day later. No one cares.
I don't trust people who wear wigs and don't need to.
Well, let's move forward from there. They ask if anyone's dating. Deshaun's dating. Lisa is not.
Listen, I'm not trying to be mean. We don't give a fuck about Deshaun. I'm just keeping it 100. I have to say that. They keep trying to bring her back throughout the years. Friends talk
When did
about it.
they try to bring her back? Because this is the first
Nene
I'm
did
seeing.
years ago. She was like, I'm still good with Deshaun. It's like a small clip and it never goes anywhere. Deshaun
Oh,
was
I
not
didn't know
on
Deshaun. Because first of all, Deshaun
Deshaun
was
was
born
not
into
on the
those squeaky
fucking
ass
show
boys
long
too.
enough, in my opinion, to be memorable. I watched this shit season 1. I remember when this show fucking premiered. Deshaun has never been interesting. She pulled that Deshaun is Colby from Love and Marriage Detroit in a few years. Okay? That's how I view it. Oh, my husband
See,
runs a church just for you to end up divorcing him. Like,
right? Yeah,
listen,
exactly.
I
And he the one
Deshaun.
that and then he the one that filed. See, like I'm trying to figure out well, what
Oh,
the
that
hell.
didn't surprise me. I remember watching that with my mama in high school, and she was like, "I'm trying to tell you, he gonna leave her." I was like, "What?" My mama said
She
that
just
like a
gave
few
me
years ago.
kindergarten teacher. Every time I look at her, I think of a kindergarten teacher. Even now,
Deshaun is not, in my opinion, from what we've seen, she's not for reality TV. Stop
no.
with the OG reunions. I think Bravo has to stop that, especially if they're going to cut out Cynthia and Nene from scenes. No, Cynthia was not an OG, but
Oh, that's right. That's what I
but
forgot to
you
mention. She
keep
was supposed to be in that scene with
they
Kenya.
cut Cynthia out, and
Yeah.
they've cut Cynthia out actually a few times when they've gone backwards to scenes that I know for sure she was a part of.
And was that Fallon that was in that commercial? The Kenya's commercial. I'm gonna have to go back and look at it because someone said that was Fallon. That
That would
was.
be funny if it was.
I have to go back and pause it because they said it was like a quick, like she just ran from the camera. It was like a very quick thing. I'm gonna have to go back and look because someone said in the Feature Report Daily in the comments that that was Fallon that was in
I'm
that
gonna
scene.
go
I'm
look.
gonna
I
have to.
got a DVR. Pause
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna pause it because
Pause
it
and
did look
zoom in.
like her. But I'm gonna say this: the Kayla, whoever the fuck that is, her friend, she does look like Fallon, so it could have been her. I don't know, but I will say this:
They just need to stop bringing OGs back and
yeah, because
let
I that scene was not that
stop
scene did
living in
nothing
the
to me. I
past
was
with TV, music, all of that. I understand nostalgia, but they're doing this with movies, remaking movies from the 90s and early 2000s today. Fucking, they're like, do something new. I appreciate them because I think RHOA's original cast and Roni for the New York watchers, I think they like really solidified the Housewives as a franchise. They did help. However, the people who were there season one, we have to grow. Life is never things never stop growing in life. Like we can move on and become iconic without going backwards. I feel like the producers told Sheree's narrow-headed ass, why don't you get some OGs together, help give you some substance because people tired of Sheree. We tired of it. Bringing the OGs means nobody spoke about She by Sheree. And I also thought that to be weird. You got with the OGs who used to talk shit and laugh at you at reunions about how She by Sheree is not doing anything. But then nobody brought up She by Sheree. If you are going to bring back the OGs, then bring them back in a way that makes sense. I would have loved to see them talk about, like, remember when you went off on the guy or something? Like,
oh, and then Sheree, since we're on the topic of you, your grandbaby looks absolutely nothing like you.
nothing like you.
For you to actually have that come out your mouth. I was so confused. I said, Sheree, you a damn lie. I know damn well you lying. That baby don't bit more look like you than I was. It did. Bravo had the nerve to put the baby side by side, but Sheree, I'm like, if y'all don't cut this shit out, I was like, no.
And don't, for all of you people who are miserable in life and look for something to be wrong, because you guys do exist. He is not saying that the child looked no way. He is talking about the fact that the child, because they will flip your fucking words. He's talking about the child does not look like Sheree. The kid don't really even look like Cairo. The kid took his mama's genes.
Absolutely.
Her mama's genes.
That baby don't bit more look like Sheree. And if y'all like when she said, "I feel like she looks just like me," I was like, no, she don't. No, that baby don't. That baby's beautiful. That baby is beautiful. Not to say Sheree's ugly. Sheree's beautiful as well. But
Yeah.
Sheree does not look
Like that
Latin
baby.
or whatever that baby is. So they need to cut that out. Like Sheree, stop that. That was really silly of you to say.
Yeah. But I mean, she's
So
still, that's how you know it's the fake ass scene. Please stop putting
mhm.
OGs together who don't have relationships in real life.
Yes, exactly. So moving on to Sonya's beautiful, you know, empowering luncheon that she
I think
uses as a
that's great
cherry.
that she had people auction off. She said the average rent in Atlanta
It's
is this
1,200.
amount. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to see who's going to auction to pay 6 months of rent for someone. That's the shit that counts in my opinion. That's the stuff that is helpful. Atlanta, I know for people in California, you're like $1,200 for a one bedroom. That's amazing because it is. In California, we're paying $2,000 for our one bedrooms. I mean,
Yeah,
pray for me, y'all. Pray for my pocketbook. But it's just nice. Like in Atlanta, that is considered expensive for that part of the world of America. My little brother did move there and had to come right back. He came back to California because it's different in other parts of the country. See, in California, we pay a lot for rent, but you could go work at the 7-Eleven, you could go work at the gas station, you could go work in places where you don't need no skill or nothing and be able to afford your rent because they're paying $22, $22.50 to flip a burger at McDonald's. It's not like that in the South. They got these cheap rents, but then they got these low pays. So It is definitely, definitely different. But I'm just, I don't understand. I like that Sanya did that. What I don't understand with Sanya is like she does keep having events and then like expecting Kenya to do something, and I'm like, you guys are like oil and water.
It's a game, and I want her to stop lying about this. It is a
Mhm.
game. You're getting the people that are the most popular on the show and making them the forefront of what you're doing. And that's what I'm saying. She did that her first season, and I was like, see, she's trying to play it off like she doesn't. And what I don't like about that is that I'm glad Kenya didn't make it a big deal because Kenya usually would make this a bigger deal about hosting the event, but she didn't. She said, "Yeah, I will definitely help you out," and she did what she was supposed to. So I'm mad at Kenya for this one. I'm actually gonna give her applause because she did what she was supposed to. But what I will say about this is that the scene with her sister, because now we at that point. Um, I was confused because I didn't know what I was looking at. They were speaking Jamaica, patois, or whatever y'all want to say that language is, and was really at each other. And I felt like Bravo cut something out that the
Mhm.
sister said because that conversation made no sense to me.
Yeah, she didn't want
Like,
to be mic'd.
she didn't want to be Mike. She didn't want to do. So what really happened? Because all we got is, I have so many things to do. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I had stuff to do, and it was like, well, then why did you show up? You should.
And
So it's like,
Sanya was crying. So I was like,
yeah, it
angry
was such
that
like
she
a.
even said this. Let me tell her fucking stupid ass sister something. Bitch, go help your husband find a job. That's all.
See, she did better than I did because I said he need to go to UPS or FedEx or somewhere and get him a job. I quit playing with people because
Look, we have, what is it? People Ready something out here.
yeah, go get
Staffing
you.
agency. People can literally go with an ID and they'll give you work and pay you that day. Go find a job. I feel like Sanya, and especially when your sister gets an attitude, it's like you could have found somebody else to do the hair, basically. Then when she acts like that, you're in
Get
fucking,
somebody else.
you're in
Yeah.
Atlanta, the place I would love to be to fix these edges. Okay, you are in Atlanta. Ain't no way in hell your sister the only person who could do your hair. And then what she did to
Okay.
your hair
It was
wasn't
simple.
even
It
like
was very simple. It was like I was like, is that a
done it
wig?
yourself. She curled it and then she combed it out.
Yeah, it was a wig. It was a wig, right?
I don't know what it was, but if it was a wig, comb it, curl it, comb it out. If it was a weave, comb it, curl it, comb it out. If it was her hair, comb it, curl it. That's what black people do. We
It's
comb
not
it
like
out.
she put it in some fancy roll and
No, she
like
didn't have
it was
nothing.
very simple. That's why I was like, you could have got anybody to do that. Like it was like I would have found somebody. Like you know how you start treating your family, start cutting them off one by one. Okay,
I
I
think
asked you to do
people need
something.
to recognize, and you'll hear me say this in my live after this one, that family may mean well, but not every family is able to work together. Not every family has the tools to be able to work or kick it together for long periods without there being an issue. And from Sanya, I don't want to keep seeing this every season. Your ungrateful ass sister, her non-working ass husband living in a household with another family. Like that's weird. No matter how much money you have, that's weird to have your husband, your child, and all of that in the same house as her. Look, you paying her and she's complaining. I want to know, to sign your sister, if you're watching, Miss Little Jamaican, what the fuck would you do? Would you talk to your other employers like this since you do hair? If you were doing hair and hope to do hair for other celebrities and stuff, do you think they're going to give a fuck about the schedule and time you have with your family? Somebody called, was it the I'm So Jonathan, EJ King? Hell, call one of Nini's old friends from back in the day, Dwight, or whatever the hell his name is. Call one of
Dwight.
them. They used to do hair. How are you going to sit here and complain to your sister basically and have an attitude you have to do hair because you just found out? Most hairstylists and makeup artists that I know, and I do know a few, especially here in California, the ones I know in LA get more business from people who are prominent, but like probably 80% of the time when someone's scheduling them to do hair or makeup is same day. It's
Mm-hmm.
same day. They're like, oh, this person, I'm this person's rep, and he needs someone to do hair today, but you would have to be here at that time. that's how it is when you're in that industry. When I danced professionally, and our makeup artists, 9 times out of 10, they would be like calling, looking for one that day. So I just am tired of Sanya's sister. She just kind of seems like a shitty person a little
She
bit.
do seem like her attitude is very stank, and I'm just like, okay, I can't with you. But moving on from that, because I don't want to, but I just felt like something was missing from that scene that I think Bravo cut
It
out.
was because they was crying and stuff, and I'm like, "You're."
Yeah, they was saying when they started speaking the Jamaican language, I was like, oh, okay, something definitely went down. They was trying to cover it up, but Bravo messy asses and people in the call centers, they be putting them damn
You got subtitles.
subtitles. Yeah, they were y'all. They like, no, y'all ain't
I
gonna
bet you.
quotable.
But you know what? I'll bet you they'll never try that again because a lot of people who are bilingual, whether you're Jamaican, African, Hispanic, or Latino origin, or Asian, y'all be trying to go speak the language the rest of us can't understand in settings where you don't want stuff, and we don't have that right. So
Hmm.
I'm just saying, and I love that Bravo was like, "Oh, you guys want to try this shit? When you signed a contract, watch this,
Yeah, people in the call center,
watch
y'all
this."
Google this shit and see the subtitles. I promise you, they do that. But go move forward. Kenya's late for the MC. Tanya gave her a direct time. She calls Kenya, and Kenya gets mad because she goes, "I have a plus one coming, and I don't want to be separated from the table from her." Saying, "Yeah, it's very rude, and if I was a guest at a wedding, I still want to be separated from my guests." And I was like, Kenya,
I was
nobody
in my
cares.
father's wedding as an adult. I wore a dress. I did all of that. This was 10 years ago, so I was only with my spouse for probably like a year, maybe we were together actually for 3 years by that time.
Hmm.
So Josiah was not in my dad's wedding because they did not know him well. They had one of my cousins walk me down the aisle. But he came, he showed up and stuff. Uh, I couldn't sit with him. He sat with like my cousins, my friend.
Right.
I was in the wedding party, so I had to sit
My
separately
thing is,
from
this
him.
event was not about you sitting next to Akila, Kayla, whatever the fuck
Well,
her name
Kenya
was.
does likes to try and make
Like,
stuff seems like she's looking for like and being loyal to her people, but stop playing, Kenya. My mom also got married. My husband was not in that wedding. He still
I'm
came. He did
sure,
not sit
yeah.
with me.
I'm
Like,
sure Akayla, whatever her name is, was going to be fine where she was sitting. I'm sure she was not going to make a big deal about you sitting next to her, Kenya. That was just extra for no reason. But
yeah,
moving on, Kenya takes the mic, and they start reading off, some of the things that Tanya wanted to conquer as far as what the charity and the money was going to be applied to. And she says, "We just need to start the bidding at $5,000." Kenya said, "Pow! I got you." I was like, Kenya. If
one thing about
extra was
Kenya
a
I do
person.
like is her and Candy specifically, they always donate to good causes. I
Hmm.
appreciate that. I know it's also a piece of it is a tax thing, but I get the feeling they actually want to. Hell, they need to go to OWN Network and help out Carlos King because they actually, through RHOA, we see them do a lot for their community. Every season, someone does, or multiple people do.
Someone does a specific charity in mind. I think
Yeah, and I
Sonya's meant.
appreciate that about this cast. A lot of
I
their
do
events
too.
are at events and charities, and they seem to be, was it philanthrop? I can't say it.
Philanthropy.
No, but there's an adjective that. Anywho, I can't get it out. But they do a lot for others, and I think that's important when you have a platform or wealth or
Hmm.
more than others. You should do what you can to help others. So I appreciate that. It didn't make this episode better. All you
I felt like it definitely came to, you know, it definitely came to Vision because they ended up raising $78,000, which was 28,000 more than Sonya thought she was going to get. And I think but you know what? Kenya had a point. There's 50,000 sitting at this table, pointing at Sheree, Candy. That's $50,000 at this table right here. I'm sure
what you mean
we can
pointing to
get,
Sheree?
huh?
You said pointing to Sheree, there's 50. Listen,
No, no. I
there
said
was money at that table, but most of it was Monietta.
Drew and Candy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, pretty
sound
much. Yeah.
because well, I guess we could include Marlo and Sheree. They combined $10,000.
Exactly. They combined.
Who do
Listen,
you think? Who do you think paid the bigger half?
Marlo. Listen, Marlo allegedly ain't had these jobs, and according to these women, allegedly has been sleeping with old men to get townhouses and all types of things. Now, listen, when you're doing things like that, and you don't have an actual job, you got to hold on and budget well. And I think that Marlo gives me she's good with her money.
Absolutely. There is not a doubt in my mind that
Yeah.
Marlo did not pay
And then
more
looking at
investment costs.
Ralph, it's like Ralph doesn't do shit. So we know that Drew is the breadwinner in that relationship. So and Drew has a career of doing actual films and TV and
Hmm.
music. So it makes sense. Candy obviously is always doing something. That was the money at the table. Sanya has money, but she was standing up. Kenya has money and she got to auction. So
She got the auction started. She definitely did a good
Sheree's
job.
always really quiet if everyone notices too.
Yes, I was just gonna
If
say
you
that.
look at
Sheree was
anything
deep.
that
Sheree was
has
like
to
this.
do with donation, purchasing things, anything that has to do with spending anything that's more than $5, Sheree is silent. She's like, "Well, maybe if I don't
And then when
say
you call her,
something, I'm gonna
she could
give
be like,
shit."
what? She could be like, oh, but
Yeah.
well,
And then when they're like,
I would
Sheree,
understand.
you could have given more in a couple seasons later, but you chose to go half with Marlo. Watch. She's gonna be like, well, you see, Chateau Sheree, we had a leak in the roof, and that's why I wasn't able to.
Well, I got business expenses. I saw that she was, I had to pay for the building. I was like,
That's how it works.
Sheree
That's
got to
how it
stutter a
works.
lie every time, and I'm just like, and I'm here for it all. I
I
promise you.
want Bravo and their call center. Now I am calling on you, a thug. When the reunion comes for the Housewives of Atlanta, since you've given us a fucked up, shitty season because you refused to recast, I would love for you guys to look up the public information that's available for She by Sheree and present it to reunions. You know how Monique had her little binder, legendary. I would love it if Bravo could like put together a little binder, a composition notebook, the black and white, and just, can someone hack Sheree's spreadsheets? I need to know. Does Sheree have spreadsheets?
Hell no, on the damn spreadsheet. Shit, she ain't got no goddamn spreadsheet.
I'm
Sheree ain't
just
got
like,
no.
I need to know more about She by Sheree, and I hope at the reunion, like people come prepared to put her ass in the hot seat. I want to see
Well,
her.
we already know she put it out there that she has not made a profit yet. So we know she's not going to
Doesn't
selling
matter. I want to
300.
see. It takes a while before you make a profit, but I want to see like what has been sold. I want to see your inventory, Heffel. I want to know. That's all.
There you have it. So they end the scene. They raised $78,000. I thought that was an amazing amount of money to raise in one day. Go sign you for doing this event and helping out specifically African American women who are homeless. Trying to make sure they get their rent paid for 6 months. Trying to make sure that things happen to for the well being of Black women, especially single Black women. I think that is amazing. That was the episode, y'all. There was not much. So this is all we had. Um,
They're gonna run this show into the ground because every
yeah.
fucking episode, this is the ninth one. Every week they end the episode with a cliffhanger. They started the season with a to be continued, and none of it has been worth it. We get to
Yep.
the end of a nothingness episode for you to show us something that's going to happen next week, which we're probably only going to get like 2 minutes of. And
Right.
then they're going to push it, push it, push it. And then suddenly the season's going to end. And then we're going to get a reunion. RHOA is running into the ground. They got to do better.
They
They got
do.
to do better. This is the
Absolutely.
worst season I've ever watched of the show. And we on season 15.
Yep. But that's it, y'all. I gotta go. We gotta go to Mrs. Best channels for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. If you're watching this or got the review, make sure you definitely like and subscribe so you can see all of her wonderful content on her channel. I had fun today. If you guys do not know, I have dropped Love and Marriage Detroit. I will not be reviewing that show anymore. I will find something to fill its place soon enough. Up and coming for the Bravo shows, I am going to have on my show Married to Medicine. I decided to go ahead and take it from Mrs. Best. So I will have it on my channel. I will be doing a recap of the last season and also why the spinoffs have not worked. Also up and coming, I will be picking up Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and I will be picking up Real Housewives of Potomac. So that's what's up and coming on my channel as far as the Bravo shows go on. So definitely stick with me. I am still trying to get this movie thing together, y'all. Pray for me. It will happen in its due time. I'm not in a rush, but I'm having fun. So until the next review, you guys, on my channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to both of us. I will see you soon.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.